Hi everyone and welcome back to Sister's Keeper. Still on the Good Habits series, we've talked extensively about blood pressure readings and how knowing and monitoring your blood pressure could actually save your life. We've also established earlier that normal blood pressure is between 120/80. However, if your blood pressure falls lower than 90/60, this is another condition which you need to consult your doctor about. Blood pressure is quite an intriguing subject, in the sense that if it's too high, it's an emergency, and if it's low, it's also an emergency. As I'm not a doctor, I've done my research as usual. WebMD, in an article on low blood pressure dated June 14, 2021, covers today's topic extensively. Hypotension is the medical term for low blood pressure when the top number is less than 90 and the bottom number is less than 60. Interestingly also, in healthy people, low blood pressure without any symptoms is not usually a concern and does not need to be treated. This reminds me of one time when my blood pressure numbers were 100/60 instead of the usual 110/70, and oh my gosh, I was so scared thinking I was about to become hypotensive, but then my doctor allayed my fears and told me all was well. Low blood pressure can be a sign of an underlying problem, especially for senior citizens, where it may cause inadequate blood flow to the heart, brain, and other vital organs. Chronic low blood pressure with no symptoms is almost never serious, but health problems can occur when the blood pressure drops suddenly and the brain is deprived of an adequate blood supply. This can lead to dizziness or lightheadedness. Sudden drops in blood pressure most commonly occur when you've been lying down and then you suddenly sit up or stand. I'm sure that most of us have experienced this at some point. This kind of low blood pressure is called postural hypotension. Another type of blood pressure can occur when you stand for a long period of time. This is what doctors call neurally mediated hypotension. The risk of both low and high blood pressure normally increases with age, partially due to normal changes during aging. This is one of the reasons why we need to start making healthy lifestyle choices well ahead of the onset of old age. What causes low blood pressure? Well, this isn't always clear. It can be associated with several elements such as pregnancy, an underactive thyroid, diabetes or low blood sugar, some over-the-counter medications, some medicines for high blood pressure or depression, heart failure, abnormal heart rhythms, heat exhaustion or heat stroke, and liver disease. Sudden drops in blood pressure can be life-threatening. Causes of this type of hypotension include blood loss, when the body temperature is too low, when the body temperature is too high, heart muscle disease causing heart failure, sepsis, a severe blood infection, a reaction to medication or alcohol, a severe allergic reaction called anaphylaxis that causes an irregular heartbeat, severe dehydration from vomiting, diarrhea, or fever. This is why we need to go to the hospital when we have a bout of diarrhea and vomiting. I know a young lady, probably in her early 20s, who unfortunately lost her life recently. She had diarrhea and vomited throughout the night at home, and by morning she was gone. Home remedies and self-medication with antibiotics are not the most effective cure for diarrhea and vomiting. You could get away with it, but what if you don't? Postural hypotension, which is low blood pressure when standing up suddenly, can happen to anyone for a variety of reasons, such as dehydration, lack of food, or being overly fatigued. It can also be influenced by genetic makeup, aging, medication, dietary and psychological factors, and acute triggers such as infection and allergy. Now, what are the symptoms of low blood pressure? Dizziness, lightheadedness, unsteadiness, dimming or blurring of vision, weakness, fatigue, nausea, cold clammy skin, fainting, and pale skin. If your blood pressure numbers are lower than 90/60, and if you have any of the symptoms discussed today, you need to take your health seriously and make that appointment to see your doctor today. And that wraps up our time together today. Next up are some vital lifestyle changes you need to prevent and also treat low blood pressure. Subscribe to ensure you don't miss it. Please share with everyone you know so we can help save lives. Thank you for listening. Remember to be your sister's keeper. Please feel free to make a comment or contribution via our socials at sisterskeeper42 and email sisterskeeper42@gmail.com. Take good care of yourself, sis, and I look forward to talking to you next week.